What's up, guys? Welcome back. It's Valentine's Day, so you know I have something extra special for you guys. I'll be showing you my recipe for Red Velvet Cheesecake. But before we do that, please take a quick second to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to hit that bell and enable notifications as well. Alright guys, first things first, we're going to make our cheesecake. You want to grab some cooking spray and spray down that cake pan and add one piece of parchment paper just to make sure your cheesecake doesn't get stuck in there. Now, for my peach cobbler cheesecake recipe that I've done before, a lot of people ask me in the comments how to make sure that the cheesecake doesn't crack. So what you need to do is set yourself up for a water bath. So basically what we're doing right here is we're gonna wrap this cake pan with aluminum foil. Make sure you wrap it nice and tight so no water gets in there. To be honest, guys, it's not super necessary to do a water bath if you're gonna top the cheesecake, or in this case, the cheesecake will be in the middle of two beautifully cooked red velvet cakes. So nobody's gonna see the top of the cheesecake anyway, but just for demonstration purposes, I'm gonna show you guys how to do a water bath. So as you can see here, I have wrapped this nice and tightly with foil, that way no water can get in there. Looking good. And then we're gonna set that aside while we make our cheesecake. So grab your mixer or hand blender, whatever you decide to use here. We're going in with 2 8-ounce blocks of cream cheese that's at room temperature. We're gonna mix that on medium until it's all nice and smooth. These KitchenAid mixers are a little bit expensive, but they're super worth it if it's in the budget. Going in with 3/4 cup of white sugar. Gonna give that a nice mix, make sure everything's well incorporated. Little slow-mo action for you guys. Next, we're gonna go in with a pinch of salt, and we're going in with 2 eggs, one at a time. I'm sure there's some science behind it, but I just listened to what the wife told me. She says to add them one at a time, so I added them one at a time. 2 eggs in total though. Again, blending over medium. Then we're gonna increase the speed a little bit. Next, we're going in with 1/3 cup of sour cream, followed by 1/3 cup of heavy whipping cream. And also we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. As always, guys, the specific measurements and ingredients can be found for you in the description box below. There's that teaspoon of vanilla extract. You wanna bring your water up to a boil before you start the process here with the water bath. Also, go ahead and preheat that oven at 325 degrees. And once the cheesecake mixture is nice and smooth, we're gonna pour it into our 9-inch springform pan. Again, guys, this one is 9 inches for those that are gonna ask me in the comments. Go ahead and pour that in there like you see me doing right here. And then we're gonna place this cake pan into the oldest roaster that you can find. This one's at least 100 years old. And then we're gonna pour in a couple cups of boiling hot water and pop that in a 325 degree oven for about 45 minutes or so. Again, this water bath is to prevent cracking on your cheesecake, so as you can see right here, it came out beautiful. We're gonna let that cool off for about an hour, then place it in the freezer. And while we do that, we're gonna start on our icing. So for the icing, we're going in with 2 8-ounce blocks of cream cheese. We're gonna turn our mixer onto medium speed and blend that up until it's nice and smooth. Looking good. Remember, guys, don't eat all of the icing before you get it on your cake. We're going in with 1/2 cup of unsalted butter, followed by 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Again, guys, all the specific measurements and ingredients can be found in the description box below. Please make sure to check that out. Increase the speed a little bit, make sure everything is well combined. And then we're gonna slowly begin to mix in our powdered sugar. It's gonna be about 3.5 cups total of powdered sugar. Make sure to sift the powdered sugar before adding it to the mixer here, and do it in batches. You don't want to dump it all in there at once. I added it about 1/4 at a time until everything was mixed in there nicely. You can take your rubber spatula, make sure you get any powdered sugar off the sides of the mixing bowl, just to make sure everything is, nice and even and done right, like so. Say it with me, guys, looking good. This icing can be used for a bunch of different things. You can make cupcakes with this, brownies, really anything that you want to add icing. This is a good baseline icing recipe. If you want to add a little razzle dazzle, you could add a splash of bourbon in here, a little orange or lemon zest. Make sure to taste as you go, make sure it's on point. And I think the face indicates that it is. So we're gonna set that aside and then we're gonna get started on our red velvet cake. You wanna spray down a cake pan, and then you wanna start with your dry ingredients, which are 2 2/3 cup of cake flour, followed by 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder and 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Also wanna add in a pinch of salt. Break out the whisk and mix all of those dry ingredients together. There we go. And then we're gonna start on our wet ingredients. So we're going in with a 1/2 cup of unsalted softened butter, followed by 1.5 cup of superfine white sugar, or regular, doesn't really matter. Give that a nice mix, and then we're going in with 2 eggs. Make sure the eggs are room temperature though. Again, guys, all the details for each of these recipes can be found in the description box below, so make sure you check that out. Mixing on high now just to make sure that it's nice and even. Then we're going in with 1 cup of buttermilk. Still blending nice and fast here. Followed by 1 cup of vegetable oil. You also want to add a teaspoon of white vinegar. There we go. And 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Last but not least, we're going in with 2.5 tablespoons of red food coloring. That's what's going to give it the red velvet look. Obviously, is the red food coloring plus the cocoa powder. Looking good. Now we're going to slowly incorporate our dry ingredients into our wet ingredients. You want to do this a little bit at a time over medium to medium high speed until you have cake batter. This red velvet cheesecake is fantastic, guys. Can't wait for you guys to try it. It's a little bit of effort that goes into it, but hey man, it's Valentine's Day. Show off for your girlfriend or your boyfriend. Make sure you tag me on Instagram when you do it, because I love seeing what you guys come up with. Once we've got all the wet and the dry ingredients well combined, they're all making friends there in the mixing bowl, we're gonna get our 8-inch cake pans ready and pour equal amounts of that cake batter into each of those. Give it a little shake, make sure everything's nice and even, and we're gonna pop that in a 350-degree oven for 25 to 30 minutes, or until the cake passes the toothpick test, which means you insert the toothpick right in the middle and it comes out clean. That means it's good to go. Let it cool for about 15 minutes, and then we're gonna start building our red velvet cheesecake. Right here, I am cutting the top off just a little bit to make sure it's nice and flat. Then we're gonna break that cheesecake out, put that in the middle. Oh man, it doesn't get much better than this. Don't forget to remove that parchment paper, guys. There we go. Then we're going on with that top layer of red velvet cake. And you know what's coming next. It's time for the icing. Let's make sure we're even. I think we're good. All right. Break out your rubber spatula and ice this cake down. Oh man, I'm getting hungry doing this voiceover. This looks so good. Damn, that looks good. All right, so with that leftover red velvet cake that we have here, we're gonna crumble that up, break out the knife, chop it into real small pieces because we're gonna use that for garnish or to top the cake with. There we go. Make sure you sprinkle it down from up high so you get good surface area coverage like you see right here. Now we're gonna take this up another notch and we're gonna grate some white chocolate to sprinkle on top as well. Look at that. Welcome to the party. Doesn't get much better than this, guys. Make sure you let me know what you think in the comments. Brace yourself for a trademark money shot or two. This definitely counts as food porn. Oh man, let's cut us a slice and see what we got. Here comes the moment of truth. Look at that. Oh man, that's another money shot. Here you go, this one's for you. Actually, I'm kidding, this one's for me. Where's my fork? Let's do the taste test. Make sure you get some of that cheesecake. Oh, you can see how moist the cake is. This came out excellent. Oh man. Doesn't get much better than that, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure you give me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that bell to enable notifications. And as always, thank you for your support.